Now let's get started with Bitcoin. In preparation for tomorrow's Fed rate C announcement, we are closely monitoring the behavior of the smart money, the institutions, and the upcoming deployment of the printed tether. An announcement of about 0.5% is probably in the works, and this will be huge for the cryptocurrency space. We will now move on to discuss derivatives. Yes, people, XRP derivatives. We'll dig into the story as a whole, the image, the painting, the masterpiece, everything coming together, and really look at what's going on. So take a seat back, unwind, and let's get started. At $59,500, Bitcoin has already increased 17%, and USDC and USDT are approaching their dollar pegs. A total of $69 billion is the market capitalization of cryptocurrencies. For the total market capitalization of cryptocurrencies, I think we have established a base of $2 trillion, and we will only grow from there. Significant figures in this field suggest that $3 to $5 trillion may be in play by 2024. We have to take action. If the coin manages to outpace XRP once more, I have no doubts that it will do so with success. Our reliable cryptocurrencies, H-bar and XRP, are just, I suppose, in their second week of trade, and it's encouraging to see them cooperating. H-bar Hedera has joined Repo, and they are excited about it. This is fascinating, and I'd like to see how the DLT Science Foundation collaborates with the Ripple and Aptos Foundations, supporting members of the MAA Crypto Alliance, to provide technical help. Regardless of how things turn out, it's always amazing to watch these two massive foundations or organizations unite, become one, and function as a team. Although you can only view one video from XRP to 75 if you missed it, I know some of you don't watch videos. This chart from Respectable Crypto shows the XRP price that we covered in the first video. It seems like there might be a little bounce here, first to 55 cents and then upward. But in order for it to happen, Bitcoin needs to reach $61,000, or $6,162K. In the event that this happens, XRP might become less expensive, at which time people would probably start to benefit above the 55-cent zone. People begin to take advantage of the 55-cent zone as XRP's price declines. It's a shitcoin down since we already know how this works, but we're going to make a big move to that 75-cent zone after that. I have no doubt that this will happen in the upcoming weeks. I think tomorrow will be the beginning of exciting times, and as everyone will surely know, there may even be some volatility. To get you to leave, they will act as though the Fed's interest rate drop isn't bullish when it is. Additionally, they will forecast a drop in Bitcoin values, which will be followed by a brief pause before they swiftly rebound. As far as I'm aware, Skyrocket has been around for 7 years. The handbook, I am acquainted with the story. I understand how it operates. Check out Bitcoin MaxBet. As Max puts it, I added a lot of extra PE. I would have never in a million years thought that would still be the case. Fortunately, though, the chart is always correct. Right now, he's working on an XRPA version, and it appears promising. You were able to see the chart in the first video. You've seen what we're examining, and the chart is correct. The end of this 7-year program is almost here. We will see the first exam at the conclusion. It's important for you to notice what I'm seeing, which is the 75-cent zone on XRP. It's likely that you've seen that many of these Bitcoins are beginning to ride the XRP train. You had to wonder eventually, and the reason I'll bring it up again is really important. They are aware that XRP has been developing for the past 7 years. They can see the projects being worked on, the users of XRP and the XRP ledger, and the people who are adding features behind the scenes. The price can only rise when big actors like banks and organizations become involved. There are no Bitcoin maxis in reality. Bitcoin maxis are cryptocurrency investors who seek to maximize their returns. They are aware that their profit margin is just 3 to 4 times if they have already made money with Bitcoin and believe it will increase to $150,000 or $200,000. But when they figure out how much money would have to be made in order to bring the cryptocurrency back to its height, they find that it would be close to 5 or 6 times more than they already have. One would have more money than someone with $1 million, 6 times as much income, and $6 million if they made 3 times as much as they did. 3 million is not quite as many as 6 million. The math is straightforward at this point. Then, this analyst suggested, hey, rally. It might not last past 60 cents. His observation that XRP struggles to break above the 60C resistance level, which corresponds to the 50% Fibonacci retraced level, is accurate. He is claiming that 55 cents will soon surface if we are unable to sustain a surge above 60. Would you kindly send us the chart that shows this from a reliable cryptocurrency? It's exactly how things are going to happen, a fall to 55. There will be a significant rise in value following our XRP's decline to 55. The following places will host the 75-cent zone test. This will probably be the first of many 75-cent exams because it's a highly resistive area, but we can conquer it and make it through. Put it down, mark up what I stated, and let me explain about the derivatives of XRP. Bitstamp of Robinhood. We know, Ripple, that Robinhood is finally keeping an eye on the price of XRP. They're following you once more for a reason. First, keep note of it, then list it so we can verify. It's crucial to read this article about global business written by the CEO of Robinhood if you're thinking about founding a firm or organization. Investors want to take advantage of our solutions and are aware that they need constant access to the equity markets. They insist on having the highest margin rates in the sector. We offer an amazing customer experience, therefore I have no doubt that we will keep growing in the future. We are growing our clientele to include corporations and institutions in addition to retail customers. We declared the purchase of Bitstamp, a global cryptocurrency exchange, in order to do this. We're thrilled to be launching our own derivatives exchange in the upcoming months, and we plan to collaborate closely with RL on that as well. That business appeals to us in part because it is both worldwide and institutional, opening up a whole new market of clients that we do not now serve directly. Over the next 10 years, I think we can raise that. The top 30 commercial banks in the world are presently in the process of becoming fully integrated into Bitstamp as a service, which implies these institutions will supply Bitstamp with cryptocurrency. We are really proud of this accomplishment, and we invite you to follow Bitstamp's development. Notably, Bitstamp's Robinhood derivatives are presently owned by a portion of Ripple, suggesting that interesting changes are taking place. Next on the list is an ETF called XRP. Robbie Mitchell, BlackRock's head of digital assets, is taking on a more prominent role in the cryptocurrency space this year. Robbie Mitchell was the one who made the documentation for an XRP fair pricing evaluation available to institutions. You may probably guess to whom Larry Fink is alluding. He was, I believe, at a low of 3 or 8 a few years ago, and at the upper end, we're talking about $20 or more. He was employed by Ripple during this period. I think it's important for all of us to ask ourselves, what does Robbie know that we don't know? Then Capable said, that's really smart. One can identify a bull market by observing that money is purchasing both Bitcoin and bulls. Large investors are now progressively buying more Bitcoin, but there's an amazing idea behind this. Allow me to share this with you, Dr. Profit. He wants you to take it off right now. I have a theory, and I can tell you a fact that most of the Mt. Go Bitcoin is currently for sale over the counter, he says. According to the notion, big entities like BlackRock are buying large amounts of Bitcoin through over-the-counter transactions. Many individuals don't comprehend this phenomenon and are ignorant of it. Currently, a large portion of Bitcoin is sold through over-the-counter desks, and any buy-sell orders go through them without impacting the market. Why has the amount of trades decreased so much since Mt. G? Now everything makes perfect sense. They most likely will buy their item prior to the FTX 16 billion repayment period starting. My theory is long-term, but it supports my positive view once again. This is a great prospect, it's clever, and Brian Armstrong answered briefly, which is how the discussion began. If you are a large institution, it makes sense. Acknowledging that these massive purchases would just drive up the price, you purchase it through the exchange. Alternatively, you might buy it over the counter, where these big businesses seem to be making interesting strides.